This is how you're going to talk about them. Mention your mounts and U-bolt first, like this. You're going to say my front and rear leaf spring mount and U-bolt. So mention those three first.
Okay.
They're metal. They're not cracked, dent, or broken. No non-factory or illegal welds. Second thing you mention is these are my leaf springs. They're not cracked, dent, or broken, no non-factory or illegal welds. If you notice, there's two on top of each other. They are like this. What are we gonna say? They are aligned, not shifted. They are aligned, not shifted. Properly on top of each other. When they get old, the brakes, they start shifting. They are aligned, not shifted. Second thing, they're not missing. By missing I mean cracked, damaged, broken, faded, whatever. If a quarter, so this is the total length, right? This is almost a quarter. If a quarter or more is missing, my truck is out of service. Which means if there's like a crack this small, legally it's okay. If the crack is longer than a quarter. That's a problem. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if a crack goes from here to almost here, that's a problem, right? If it's just a small crack, that's okay. So quarter here, and this is the mark. Right here is almost a quarter. Okay. So what are we gonna say? Two things for the leaf springs. First thing is they are aligned, not shifted. Second thing, they're not missing. If a quarter or more is missing, my truck will be put out of service. Everyone got that, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
And the last thing in the suspension is the shock absorber. Just point it out and say three things. It's not cracked or damaged, properly attached, no leaks. Mostly main thing that happens is leaks. Okay? So leaks happen, replace it right away, otherwise they're going to damage your suspension. Good?
Yeah.
Good with suspension, good with suspension. What are the parts? Front leaf spring mount, rear leaf spring mount, U-bolt, leaf spring, and shock absorber. Good? 5 things. Yeah. Suspension. Second part, not second thing we're going to do in the axle is the front brakes.
Front brakes.
Front brakes.
Right here. How do the brakes work in the truck? This guy is the compressor, right? It gets the air from outside and it pressurizes the air, it compresses the air. And then we store that air for our brakes later. We're gonna see those tanks later, I'll show you, but we have 2 tanks. Every time the truck is on, compressor is working. Compressor pressurizes the air and then we store that air into the tanks. Every time you press the brake, air from those tanks go to each wheel. So there's 6 braking systems in the truck. Every time you press the brake, compressed air from the tanks go to each wheel. All right? So we're working with air brakes. It's an air brake vehicle. Every wheel would have this air brake system that we need to talk about. So front brakes, 4 parts. First thing is the air brake chamber. Right? It's air. We gotta store the air a little bit for very temporarily at every wheel. Air brake chamber. Where is the air coming from? The big tank, right?
Yeah.
To come to the chamber, we need a hose. So air brake chamber, air brake hose. There's a part called a slack adjuster. Think of that slack adjuster as somebody that presses against the brake drum. Slack adjuster does the work. Okay. And the last part is the brake drum. So 4 parts. Chamber, hose, slack adjuster, and a brake drum. Right, let's go from here. What I'm pointing at is the air brake chamber. This is the air brake hose. Right here is the slack adjuster. All this part is the slack adjuster. If you notice here, these are some cotter pins. See these pins right here? These are cotter pins. Right here are the cotter pins. Cotter pins. This whole part is the slack adjuster. This inside is the pusher. Look, notice what happens when my friend presses the brake. It comes out, right? Hold it. Right here is the push rod. Let it go. Press it again. Push rod. Push rod comes out. Let it go. See this angle right here, once he presses the brake, it's like this right now, right? It's gonna become 90. Press the brake again. This angle is how much? 90 degrees. All right. What is this part that comes out? Push rod. Good?
Yeah.
Brake drum is, brake drum is right here. What I'm pointing at is the brake linings. Let him see real quick. Brake linings. All right. This, what I'm pointing at is the brake linings, but the whole thing is the brake drum. Told you have the best view from there.
This is brake drum.
Brake drum.
So that brake lining.
Brake lining हो गई ना? The whole thing सारी brake drum हो गया. Brake lining. The whole thing is the brake drum. This is the brake line.
You say that you're not going to pass. So, 3 over 4.
Thank you so much.